Balloonerism, another posthumous Mac Miller album. I saw that it dropped last month, and I wanted to put it on the list to react to. I have loved Mac Miller for a long time. I was big affected when he passed, and I'm a little bit, admittedly, hesitant about jumping into Balloonerism. I don't know much about it. I don't see like rehashed songs. Somebody mentioned earlier in the chat that this was recorded mostly back in 2014, and some of the features were recorded posthumously. But besides that, I really don't know much about it, other than the fact that he is an artist that really stuck out to me. Being right around the same age, and again, he has just a powerful artist vision, rest in peace. And his lyricism is fantastic. His use of sound is amazing. His sampling is great. His collaborations were always amazing. So I'm really excited to hop in. I'm just hoping it's not just like a cash grab kind of thing. You know what I mean? I would like to see, his art. But neither here nor there. We're going to hop into this thing together. Guys, if you have heard this, please let me know in the chat. If you have not heard this, please let me know in the chat. Before I hit the play button, though, it's just very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. And if you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, or join us on Twitch. These people over here are actually the best people. Come discover music with us. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. Every Tuesday, I hop into 2 different albums. Today, that happens to be Mac Miller and Frank Zappa. Next week, we're going to be visiting Prince and Genesis. But right now, we're going to listen to Balloonerism. So, without further ado, let's open her up with Tambourine Dream, which seems to be an instrumental. Banger, dude. Almost 5 million streams on this one. I've heard better openers, I think. Certainly have heard better openers.
After the Grammys. B flat.
F. Okay, so they're playing in key.
F. B flat.
Your classic 2-chord song. You hear the fuzz in the back?
F.
Like a record needle? Oh, D.
D.
Okay. We're getting soundscapey again. Thank you for following Emily Nova. Welcome aboard, my friend. Make our new friend feel at home. I love the soundscape here. These 808s.
for gas, my nigga, Mr. Postman? Is you driving to me? Is you driving cross country? You've been up for 3 days with one nap. I know you missed the night time.
She's doing real good, isn't she? I really, really, really like this, dude. I honestly, the soundscapey thing, it very, very, very much was Mac Miller. He does these things where he kind of builds up these samples, and I think for sure there is something. I almost hate to say it because I feel like I don't know how much creative input Mac actually had in this, but it feels like either a recreation or an homage to the sound he'd had before he passed.
I know you miss your lifetime.
And I really like this feature here. I'm wondering if this was a posthumous recording. But the way that she delivers this, or is I'm not familiar with SZA. Hang on. Okay, I thought so.
Tell me the truth about it. Tell me the truth about it. Tell us the truth about it. Cocaine is ruthless. I know the truth about it. Cocaine is ruthless.
Cocaine is ruthless.
Tell me the truth about it. Tell me the truth about it. Tell us the truth about it. Cocaine is ruthless. I know the truth about it.
This bass line.
Cocaine is ruthless.
There's a dark tension to this, right? Like there's like there's a soundscapey anxiety driving force in this. Melancholy is good. But I would almost a melancholic tension. Dun dun da 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 da. There's Mac. I like that. I feel like I can hear the click of the keys. You know, I don't know if I think I liked that song that felt like an SZA song or a Zaw song. I don't know. I didn't really feel like, other than the sounds and hearing Mac's voice in this little bit here, I don't really know how I feel about it. I felt like that was more of an SCA thing. Now, again, it was a dope sound, but it didn't feel like a Max song. It felt like her song, you know? I've never heard her, so I can't speak too much into that. I'm just saying I heard her voice. And I got some ad-libs from Mac, you know? But here we go. SZA, thank you.
Okay, I went to sleep faded and I woke up invisible. Keep the ingredients, but I got the kitchen full. Thoughts are cynical, actions unpredictable. Supermodel bitches hold auditions in my swimming pool. This feeling pretty invincible. Pray this life reciprocal, and I'ma come back an eagle. Thirsty for evil, the wine chilled in hell. I gave my life to this shit, already killed myself.
I don't know how I feel about that lyric coming out posthumously. I don't know how I feel about that lyric coming out posthumously. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Like, he wrote it while he was living. I get it. But I don't know how I feel about them releasing that posthumously. But again, his lyricism, there you can definitely tell he wrestles with his own success. That part I'm certainly seeing here. But there's a heaviness to it. Thirsty for evil, the wine chilled in hell. I give my life to this shit. Already killed myself. I'm having a hard time for that.
We ain't the same, homie.
I get what, in the context, I get what you're saying, but we also happen to, all of us, know what happened to him, right? So it feels a little bit insensitive to have included that, even if the record label owned the rights.
Always been the realest, keep the same homes. Saw that bullshit fade slow, it's gone.
But the synth in the background here, this is nice.
We ain't the same, homie. The world afraid to change, but it changed on me. Always been the realest, keep the same homes.
The world afraid to change, but it changed on me.
Saw that bullshit fade slow, it's gone. Will you follow? Where are you going? Watch it go. Where are you going? Go. Where are you going? Let's go. Okay, I went to sleep famous and I woke up invisible. Rich as fucking miserable. At least I did Kimmel and Arsenio. My mom got it on video. That's the shit I live for. All this other shit is trivial.
Again, and I think that there's something about his lyricism, this type of his lyric, like this kind of his lyricism that stands out to me, right? Like, I've always felt like a person that was invisible in a crowd, and I've always wrestled with what I perceived my success or lack thereof to be. Even if I wasn't wrestling with world fame, right? But he's such a relatable, real life human being. As an artist, as a writer, he had a way of writing feelings I resounded with, things I felt, you know.
Okay, I went to sleep famous and I woke up invisible. Rich as fucking miserable. At least I did Kimmel and Arsenio.
Like, at the end of the day, this wasn't the part that matters, and this was the part that was trivial, right? Like, the part that he liked was performing, like, was sharing his art. It wasn't the money.
Got it on video. That's the shit I live for. All this other shit is trivial.
To a miracle.
Oh no, I'm not a kid no more. Coming for those residuals. Be asleep in a couple minutes. My bitch have a nightmare. Wake up, make me some cereal. She knows I love my cereal. The sun come up. Look at her face. Said, oh my God, here we go. Yeah. Am I okay? Fuck no. Just so, not so. Need to let the drugs go. Trying to find heaven, I get high but never come close. We still wonder why we'll never learn to love. It's because all the air is filled with gun smoke. A middle finger to the cyber gods. Fall back around, I'ma fuck around and let this virus off. In the mud, fuck your brainwash, I'm signing off. Can't kill a god with an upload. Y'all going. Where are you going? Do you have a destination? Watch it go.
There's escapism written all over this, right? Like, he's found that money didn't make him happy. He's found that it's his art that makes him happy, but he's self-medicating with all of these other things, trying to find heaven, right? Like, he knows he needs to let the and again, if this wasn't foreshadowing, you know, like that's really heavy. Like, he knew what he needed to do. And he also knew what he needed to do to feel loved and accepted. And as a person who documented his own sobriety journey, I can tell you that one comment I made as I was sobering up was that the experience of grief was significantly gnarlier when I was a sober person. But the experience of feeling loved by people around me was also a significantly gnarlier experience. Like, I felt both things hugely and in my face. And I recognized it was my vices that I had let go that had equipped that to happen. And it seems that perhaps in this, you know, obviously we kind of know what the end of the story was, but it seems like the escapism is kind of met with, but what do I do? Where would I even go? Do you have a destination? This idea of, like, he wants to go somewhere. He wants to figure out what to do with his life, even though he has all of these things. Like, he's accomplished all of these things, but it's like, what now? You know? Like, wanting to escape, but not knowing where to escape to. Like, what does one do when they've lost the things that they chase, when they've lost the goals? Like, he even commented, like, this wasn't about money anymore. It's not like he's trying to chase a bankroll like when he was a little kid, like, or the residuals, you know? I actually really enjoyed this one. I struggled a little bit with the idea of how I felt about the, you know, the lyric earlier. But yeah, I all in all, I enjoyed this one. This one felt like a Mac song to me.
It ain't about money. I can show you the world, girl. What can you do for me?
The bass work is so great.
Go somewhere in the country. Turn the radio on, hear my song sing. My favorite song sing. She don't know. She slept through the field trip, missed it was yesterday. So we right back where we started. She still trying to get away. Girl, you wasting.
He's so jazzy, you know?
My favorite song sing.
The bass lines, listen to the walking.
We can take a vacation, go somewhere in the country. Turn the radio on, hear my song sing. My favorite song sing. She don't know. She slept through the field trip, missed it was yesterday.
Wow.
So we right back where we started. She still trying to get away. Girl, you wasting my time.
The concept of time here, right? She don't know she slept through the future, missed it. It was yesterday. Like, that whole play with the wording in time there makes me really happy. And then he revisits it by saying, you're wasting your time, and she slept through the future. So it's like he is wasting his time is being wasted in the present and the past and the future, and that's an interesting way to phrase that whole bit.
And I am wasting your time, but that's okay. I said it's okay. Let me give you what you want. Ooh, and maybe later what you need.
Yes, I believe Mac did play instruments.
I remember, girl, you used to have fun. Now I ain't seen a smile in a while. Heard you feeling pretty lonely. Your daddy should've got you that morning. Let me give you what you want. Killing yourself like this, going crazy, keeping all of these secrets. How was that living? Every time I reminisce, I keep thinking it was better then. I remember we made out underneath the rain clouds. Stay out late, I wanna lay down, break ground. Then you tell me we could be okay, don't know for sure. Just familiar numbers hammered to your door. You left.
So, I think it's kind of, I'm sitting here listening to the band and the instrumentation, and I think one of the things I truly did just love the most about Mac Miller is like he was a hip hop artist with a band, right? Like they played these instruments. Like, yeah, he went through his period with samples, but I feel like as he evolved as an artist, you started seeing the band and the live instrumentation and his interaction with those things. And you start seeing artists like Thundercat or John Mayer toss in their stuff, to just support the art that he was making. Loved it.
Right away, 'cause your life is like night and day.
But it's the instruments.
You keep going back and forth. Let me give you what you want.
I don't know. I feel like they would have said if this was specifically Thundercat, because he's a big enough name that like if Thundercat is going to play the bass, you're going to see his name next to Max. Like that's what happened, I believe, in What's the Use? I'm pretty sure. What's the Use? Okay, so maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Thundercat is featured throughout this. Can somebody Google that for me while we're at this?
Ooh, and maybe later what you need. Yeah, I remember, girl, you used to have fun. Yeah, now I ain't seen a smile in a while. Heard you feeling pretty lonely. Yeah, your daddy should've got you that morning.
I know that because John Mayer didn't take credit for contributing the guitar part to Small Worlds.
Your daddy should've got you that morning. Let me give you what you want. Can I give you what you need? Can I give you what you want? Can I give you what you need? What you need? What do you need, girl? Yeah, so can I
You
give
might
you
be
what
right,
you want?
Applebee's.
Whoa. Can I give you what you need? Whoa. So can I give you what you want? Whoa. Can I give you what you need? What you need? What do you need, girl?
I think the jazziness that he brings to this, it makes me so happy. Like his bass work, all of it, it's so tasty. It is Thundercat. I'm glad to know it. That sound is just super specific. These two songs I felt like were good. I mean, I haven't heard, Blue World yet. Yeah, only 20 million so far. Oh, wow. It definitely reminds me of Small Worlds. It definitely reminds me, like, if in theory that was recorded in 2014, that would put that ahead of of Don't Trip. Yeah.
Can you hear the whispers of an innocent, ignorant child in the ocean? Get to swimming or drown. How long has it been since you smiled? Girl, I love the way your body fit inside that gown. Her mama was a ladybug, papa was an atheist. Working on a novel set in Cold War Romania. Chasing love,
I love
idolizing
that this is a
Joan of
jazzier
Arcadia.
vibe.
Pray the landscapers don't wake her up. I'm a slave to the baseline. Conversation topic got us tangled in the grapevine. Still wide awake, I'm a stranger to the daytime. Vampire, higher than a hang glider. Look around and all I see is gray skies.
It's so subtle,
There's help
Marmar.
inside that
I love
medicine
it.
cabinet. Came in for the answers, but she left with a habit. There's no one on the other end of that telephone.
And it's like they're keeping the pedal pressed so that the sustain of all of the chords topples over itself. Does that make sense? It's like they're literally playing the Rhodes, but keeping that pedal pressed.
Conversation topic got us tangled in the grapevine. Still wide awake, I'm a stranger to the day.
I don't know what that squeak is. I think it might be just a really high-pitched synth.
Vampire, higher than a hang glider. Look around and all I see is gray skies. There's help inside that medicine cabinet. Came in for the answers, but she left with a habit. There's no one on the other end of that telephone. Let's fall asleep to the metronome.
She's falling for her hallucination.
Oh, wow.
What's love without imagination? Yeah. Baby, don't let them tell you what's real and what's not. There's a paradise waiting on the other side of the dock. Whoa.
I'm so impressed with this one.
Does it feel?
It's only real if it's real to you. It's only real if it's real to you.
So what's it feel like? Yeah. Tell me, is it real if you can't hold it in your arms, but it can touch you? Feel its texture pressing up against your chest. You say, I love you, you don't hear it back. Falling victim to a world that's filled with satire. Mark Twain admire. Open Tom Sawyer, read a passage to the cab driver. She only in the...
What a lyric. Fallen victim to the world that's filled with satire. Mark Twain admired. Open Tom Sawyer, read a passage to the cab driver. Tasty, dude.
Falling victim to a world that's filled with satire. Mark Twain admire. Open Tom Sawyer, read a passage to the cab driver. She only in the backseat of a taxi cause the car is in the shop with a flat tire. Mom say she believe her, but she always been a bad liar. Had a plan to burn her past, but it backfired. Hold on and be strong. Kneel before your king. The land you put your knees on, it won't be long till your path finds you. And if love is just a fantasy, what's the problem if you fall in love with fantasy? They assume she's confused with delusions she's creating in the waiting room for psychiatric evaluation. She doesn't have the patience to be treated like a patient. It'll be okay if she just swallow his pill.
She's falling for her hallucination.
There's a lot to pick apart here. I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but now I'm feeling like this is a mental health thing. I would love to hear what your guys' impression of the lyrics here are.
She doesn't have the patience to be treated like a patient. It'll be okay if she just swallow his pill.
She's falling for her hallucination. What's love without imagination? Yeah. Baby, don't let them tell you what's real and what's not. There's a paradise waiting on the other side of the dock. Whoa. It's only real if it's real to you. It's only real if it's real to you. It's only real if it's real to you.
I feel like it's maybe telling a story.
Having conversations with friendly hallucinations. Having conversations with friendly hallucinations. They don't need no explanation. There is beauty in creation, my Lord.
I almost feel like it's a comment on believing things that you really want to believe in, even to the point that it's like crazy. Like you want to believe people have good feelings for you, or you want to believe that this person has, reciprocates your affections, or, you want to believe that people like you or people are nice. I don't know. The lyricism isn't screaming to me as hard as some of his other music has, but the song is a vibe. It's jazzy. It's kind of, again, melancholic and a little bit like you're trying to come to grips, And yeah, I'm seeing the hallucination concept there, but I think it could come from a few different places,
Having conversations with friendly hallucinations.
I think it's one of those that's certainly open for interpretation, intentionally.
Need no explanation. Beauty and creation. My Lord.
She's falling for her hallucination.
His use of lo-fi jazz.
What's love without imagination? Yeah. Baby, don't let them tell you what's real and what's not. There's a paradise waiting on the other side of the dock. Whoa. It's only real if it's real to you. It's only real if it's real to you. It's only real if it's real to you.
I think what's special about him, though, is he's a hip-hop artist that plays the instruments. He makes his samples himself, or with instrument, with musicians. Yeah, for sure, Beta. For sure. I enjoyed that song. It wasn't life-changing. This next one is Mrs. Deborah Downer.
Yeah, nothing is impossible. Do the shit together, we unstoppable. Raised to be a leader, not a navigator. Wrote down on scraps of paper. All roads lead to the same confusion. All roads lead to the same conclusion.
Wow.
They found my body somewhere in the sewer. My girl to find the word prolific for me, and I can't read her mind, she wrote a different story. Oh well, redemption is a funny bitch. The devil always be right where the money is. Somebody gotta be watching you, but no one is. It's kinda crazy life could be this simple. Nothing's coincidence. My best friend packed his things, threw him in the car. I haven't seen him since. Guess I understand he always got the chills when he saw a room full of rolled up $100 bills. Yeah.
Man. The jazzy nature, yeah. They've always got a Rhodes happening behind it. I think that Mac and Anderson both did a lot with real instruments in hip hop. But he's got so many good one-liners here, right? The devil will always be right where the money is. Obviously there's those things, but these concepts, he certainly wrestles with his success. And I feel like money was always he earned enough money to kind of buy himself a new life, but then wasn't able to buy himself a new set of feelings, I literally cannot find all roads lead to the same confusion. All roads lead to the same conclusions. It's like he's saying everybody's kind of figuring it out, that this is not figure-outable. We're all getting to the same thing. I just really loved that particular phrasing.
Even pills turn to powder. The world wanna crush them down. Even pills turn to powder, babe. And you sit right next to me and crush them down.
Oh man, the drums.
Pills can turn to powder. then this world could turn to ash. Everything seems so slow, but my past, thought that it would last longer. I just thought that this feeling would last longer. Yeah.
This is such a simple musical piece. Like, you've got this really present and ambient like road sound, but then you also have this like present bass sound and just a simple pocket to the drums that occasionally just fall, like lets themselves fall apart. His soundscape use is great.
Yeah, somebody gave me a treasure map. Nowhere on that motherfucker say where the X is at. Now I wanna see the whole world through a telecast. Been waiting my whole life, I finally thought I should tell you that. Yeah, started smoking weed again. Started trying to read again. Clean myself up, now would you be my friend? Do I need to know the beginning to see the end? What's the difference between the truth and things that we pretend? I lie awake, faded, watch the day go by. And only at the lows do I chase that high. Fear God, stay humble.
I think I think they're playing in time, but I certainly feel like they let it be loose, like enough swing on it to almost be discordant.
No sin, y'all come from the same struggle. What you gonna do when the money coming slow? What you gonna do when the money coming slow? What you
For
gonna
sure.
do when the money coming slow? And you left out on your own. What you gonna do when the money coming slow? What you gonna do when the money coming slow? What you gonna do when the money coming slow? And you left out in the cold.
Can I get 4 Norcos, 2 Oxys, 2 Roxys, 3 methadone, couple Percocets,
some heroin, 2 Xanax bars, and 6 ounces of that weed.
Dang.
thank you.
Money coming slow.
Like,
What you gonna
it's crazy because like his last known words are something similar to this, you know?
do? Money coming slow. What you gonna do? Money coming
Like his
slow.
drug order
What you gonna
are some of his
do?
last known
Money
words.
coming slow. What you gonna do?
Like the
Money
text
coming
message he
slow.
sent to the dealer.
Whoa, what you gonna do?
I gotta say, that one, again, wasn't necessarily my favorite. I don't know if Miss Deborah Downer was to him the pill or the person, though. Like, was he singing to the Downers? And the reason I'm asking that is because it's like he married the Downers, right? Mrs. Deborah Downer. Like, and then he's talking about the Downers there at the end. I'm wondering, in this context, if to him, Mrs. Deborah Downer was like his wife.
Yeah.
Some guitar, let's go.
Yeah.
You hear the flick of the lighter?
She breaks down the paint, she rolls up the weed. She far from a saint, she's all that I need. She lost in her thoughts, so hardly she speaks. Her mind's always dirty and her soul's never free. She never been a groupie, she just in love with the music. She watched depressing movies, something from the 30s or the 40s about a dependent housewife. She makes up her bed like she makes up her stories. Awake through the night, then she high from the morning. I wish she could feel me, she never felt nothing. Knock on her door, she let me come in. I wish she would learn to laugh. Isolation, she locking the bathroom door. Baby, let's get stoned.
I'm really reliving. I'm really kind of reliving a not very happy time of my life in this song.
I wish she would learn to live. Isolation, she locking the bathroom door. Baby, let's get stoned.
I'm so thankful hearing this song in this moment right now that I am a sober person. Because I can remember feeling this way with a person, you know? And I guess I just, when I reflect on that phase of my life, I just see a lot of a person I dislike entirely. Like, even when I see pictures and videos of that guy, I just hate him, you know? And I've had to really come to terms with who that guy was. And when I see this lyric, or these lyrics, I certainly see, you know, a part of life I've said goodbye to, thankfully, but kind of throws you into that memory of just that anxiety of feeling that way, maybe.
I wish she would learn to live. Isolation, she locking the bathroom door. Baby, let's get stoned.
Wow. Even the emotion that comes in this.
I'll tell you one more song. We can get stoned.
Love you, Donnie. Sleep well, homie.
I swear to God, heaven feels just like home. Let's go home. Yeah. In the water, it's shallow.
You know, again, there is an element of I can remember getting stoned thinking, okay, like, this is going to make problems go away for now. Like, everything is going to be okay. I just need everything to stop. I just need both of us to get high. And I hate that. I can remember that so clearly, you know? And not necessarily too many of the things that happened after. I just remember the frantics of wanting to, you know, wanting to do that. This one is really kind of hitting me, guys.
Let's go home. Yeah. In the water, it's shallow like the lies that she tells. Can run from your shadow, can't hide from yourself.
Right.
She hates that she cries.
Everywhere you go, there you are. That's exactly that right there.
Run from your shadow, can't hide from yourself. She hates that she cries when she's all by herself. And she's always all by herself. She hardly talks in conversation. But when she do, all her words get lost in translation. No, she can't move. Cause she paralyzed in fear that she fantasized. The doctor tried to analyze, they cannot find anything that's wrong with her. Her parents never got along with her. I had to make this song for her. I wish she would learn to live. Isolation, she locking the bathroom door. Baby, let's get stoned.
Man.
Put on a record, and I'll play you one more song. We can get stoned.
His way to fix the way she feels is to get stoned with her. And I think that's what sucks about it. I think that's why it hits me the way it does. Because the way he's attempting to fix things is to get stoned too.
I swear to God, heaven feels just like home. Let's go home. Baby, let's get stoned.
feel understood by this.
Swear to God, heaven feels just like home. Let's go.
Heaven is getting high, and getting high feels just like home, you know? That's like...
I wish it would learn to live. Isolation, she locking the bathroom door. Baby, let's get stoned. Put on a record, can I play you one more song?
You know,
We can get stoned. I swear to God, heaven feels just like home. Let's go home.
you know, in my relationships after my divorce, the couple of them that I'd had, I was kind of a schmelt, you know? I was a pretty sad, depressed, stuck person, and I think I really took that out on my relationships through just kind of turning myself off and hoping somebody would idly just be able to be around and make me happy, because I wasn't necessarily equipped to make myself happy. And the ways I would do that would be getting drunk and high, and I really couldn't help but see a lot of myself in there. I couldn't help but see a lot of my past in my relationships where I wasn't necessarily in a healthy place. And, you know, thankfully now I can look at my life and say, like, wow, golly goodness, we've really changed a lot. Like, we've really evolved. Things have certainly proven themselves to be different in my life now, but that really touches on a time period of my life that I still find myself reconciling a bit, you know? Like, obviously there's no point in like asking why questions, and there's no point in beating me up about anything that I did. I can only move forward and, you know, attempt to change who I am moving forward. But this was a glimpse into a life that I used to live, and it goes a long way, you know? Shangri-La.
Don't be afraid to put your 2 cents in.
Okay.
Might not be able to afford anything, but I'm always up for a bargain.
The drums here are nice.
The dragons are flying south for the winter. They don't like cold weather either. Okay, I was driving up to Shangri-La to get my meditation on. I was thinking Lamb of God, she was thinking Saint Laurent. She sell the pussy on Millionaires Avenue. Paper's not the problem, spending money always casual. Why do you whine like your last name was Rothschild? Life been a bitch ever since they let me out the doghouse. No mercy for the docile. Flow is hostile, but don't sleep. The codeine came back to get me high again. Just how super is a supermodel? Just how super is a supermodel?
You really see his battle with substances throughout his writings, don't you? And I don't see that song on here, Beta. I'm not seeing it.
It's the house of horizon, so the village of unusual. If I'm dying young, promise you'll smile at my funeral. Yeah.
And I cannot help but feel like they intentionally went looking for works and writings that referenced his death. I know that Mac wrote about his idea of dying a lot, okay? Like, I know that he did that. But it feels like, did they find just every remaining work he had left? Or did they... Because I can only imagine a dude whose life it was to do art for a living had a big collection of writings and art and recordings. And, like, I myself have, like, a ton of hours of just recordings that, like, will not be heard or go anywhere unless I die. And, like, a loved one goes through my phone and is like, hey, well, he made blues tracks. I don't know. But when I hear this, it feels like I can't even say Matt, because it doesn't feel like he made it, right? It feels like other people made it for him after the fact by taking collections of his ideas. And I feel like they've referenced his death a lot in this, and I feel like I have to say they because I can't say he. So I do find myself wrestling with it. There's pros and cons to the art, but I don't necessarily know how I feel about it.
It's just a rule to follow. Live today 'cause you can lose tomorrow.
The music is always good.
I am getting ready to sign my life away. The weather's nice today, what a perfect day to die. She killed herself, but she'd rather get married. There's coconut vodka, but she'd rather have cherry.
Oh man.
I wish my drug dealer took your Amex. Can't find my debit card. I told her meet me by the annex, and we can get high by the reservoir. Oh my goodness, girl, you a milkshake, extra large. No, you shouldn't. You said it never get this far.
His family curated the
ticket
taste.
to the seminar. Show me where
tracks,
all the
rather.
records are. She got a brand new dinette set, but she still don't know how to set the table. I told her that this feeling about as good as it gets. Shit, that bitch so unstable. And just how super is a supermodel? Just how super is a supermodel?
His lo-fi use.
House in the rising sun, the village of unusual. If I'm dying young, promise you'll smile at my funeral. Yeah, it's just a rule to follow. Live today 'cause you can lose tomorrow.
But so here's the thing. His family curated the tracks. What does that mean? How? Did they go through there and find songs that like talked about him dying young? Like, I don't know how I there's a lot of different dynamics to this that I don't necessarily, because I don't know. It's not necessarily the same as going and seeing a painter's paintings after he's passed away. It's not. It's just not the same. I'm sure it's probably not intentional. I'm probably overanalyzing and overthinking things, right? Like, I'm maybe being a little bit sensitive about it because I don't know all of the dynamics, and perhaps it's research I should have done. If you happen to be watching on YouTube and know anything about the way that this album was put together, please enlighten me. And if I get a really good explanation, I'll pin the comment so we're all kind of on the same page here about at least the context behind this particular album. I am going to run a quick ad break, and I will come back and we will finish up these final, 5-6 songs. So I will be right back. Oh, there we go. And we are back. Bingo bango. Let's do this thing. And Funny Papers is next.
Did no one ever teach you how to dance?
I love
Nobody ever taught you how to dance.
the atmosphere provided by his music.
Well, everyone knows how to dance. There's only so much time. Yeah, somebody died today. I saw his picture in the Funny Papers. Didn't think anybody died on a Friday. Some angry banker or some kind of money trader recently divorced or drunk driving down the highway and drove off the bridge to his wedding song. Blew out the bass in the speakers, you could still hear.
Bro. Yeah, some angry banker, some kind of money trader recently divorced, was drunk driving down a highway and drove off the bridge to his wedding song.
The trouble gone. The hospital was useless and everything was quiet but the music. Recently I only meet peace when in deep sleep in the same dream. World safe, smile on her face, waiting on the other side. I wonder if you'll take me to the other side. Yeah.
Wow.
What your eyes see, too naive for war and that'll screw you. Still bet it all on the glory, hallelujah. I heard the answer in the gibberish of an old drum. All he said was he's in no rush. If I could just pay my rent by Tuesday, I bet I'd be rich by April Fool's Day. The moon's wide awake with a smile on his face as he smuggle constellations in a suitcase. Don't you love silence? Everything quiet but the music. Everything quiet but the music. Do you love silence? Everything quiet but the music.
Thank you for that context, Bish McPoe. They released a statement that the album had great importance to Miller and that he had commissioned artwork for the album and regularly had discussions concerning its release prior to his death. Familiarity of the project within his fan base due to unofficial releases circulating online for years contributed to the decision to release the project in an official manner. Got it. I'm kind of with you there, Mr. Marmar.
Somebody gave birth to a baby boy. I saw his picture in the funny papers. 11 pounds named after his Uncle Gabriel. His
11
mother
pounds is
cried with
huge,
her lips
baby.
against a soft face. Watch her bring these bright eyes into this dark place. Oh, sweet, sweet oblivion. Way before the information gets settled in. I swear to God I never want to sin again, but I fear that. Yeah. The mind go with age, don't surrender. My mistake, I misplaced all of my remembers. Baby, there's a little vacation in the dresser. Take one for depression and two for your temper.
Man, this whole thing, again, like he's talking, he frequently revisits his issues with substance abuse, right? That really... But again, even just the this whole thing, there's so much lyrically in this particular one to pick apart. But like, his mother cried with her lips pressed against his soft face. Like, why did she bring these bright eyes into this dark place? Like, a mother who has seen a world be terrible brings something pure and innocent into the world and sees this thing and loves it so much, and then worries about that.
Pay my rent by Tuesday. I bet I'll be rich by April Fool's Day. The moon's wide awake with a smile on his face.
It's cheerfully melancholic, yeah.
Don't you love silence? Oh shit, here come the icebreaker. It's danger when he's bringing out the lightsaber. The word's awesome, but he's talking out of turn off, and I blew the fuck up, then became the world's problem. Bad hygiene, all about that gross life. Hate to see somebody fucking up their own life. Just roll the dice and put 20 on midnight. Have a feeling we gon' win tonight. Cause when the snake starts slithering, you spot the chameleons. You realize you surrounded by reptilians. Shit, I ain't an innovator, it's a motherfucking illustrator.
Wow. Yeah, again, uplifting sadness, cheerfully melancholic. There's a huge emotional spectrum here. Commenting on the reptilian nature of the human experience and the human brain. The way that this has ended has been amazing to me. I've loved this descent and fade in. This fade. And then just ending on the bass. Wow. It almost feels terrible to laugh at that joke, Sea Snake, but also maybe. Excelsior is one of my favorite words in the entire language. Funny Papers is a great song. Excelsior! Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is such a jarring album.
Yeah. On 4th Street, the orphan children play on the jungle gym. Lil Timmy broke his arm again on the monkey bars. Johnny's dad got a nicer car than all the other kids. He becomes the alpha and picks on everybody else. Max protects Claire from all the bullies. Claire always wished she was as pretty as Julie. The boys always chase Julie around the sandbox. Claire just waits till she gets picked up by her grandpa.
Wow.
All of this before the brainwash starts. Before they get polluted, start thinking like adults.
Whoa.
Life is fantasy and somersaults in. Before the world tear apart imagination. Before there were rules, before there were limits. Your only enemies were
Brussels sprouts and spinach.
Dude, his comment on the loss of innocence here from childhood before the pollution of adulthood thinking.
Before they get
profound.
polluted, start thinking like adults. Life is fantasy and somersaults in. Before the world tear apart imagination. Before there were rules, before there were limits. Your only enemies were
Brussels sprouts and spinach.
me. I used to want to be a wizard. When did life get so serious?
Wow.
Whatever happened to apple juice and car wheels?
It's a similar kind of theme of Kool-Aid and frozen pizza, but with a more dark undertone. This is amazing. I love the ending of this. The discomforting yet resolved, like, nature to this. And then just the ambience and B-roll of the children playing in the background.
Just kidding.
Okay, so I'm not familiar with Delusional Thomas. This song is Transformations featuring Delusional Thomas.
Everything when I do my features, man, it's gotta be fucking crazy, bro. This gotta be right, bro. Can't come up crazy, man. These features for the hip-hop world, like, they take us so seriously, man.
It's really just on clucks.
One of Mac's alter egos. Maybe I'm not as big a fan as I thought I was. Dang.
When you're dealing with DJ Clockwork, you're dealing with someone that A, knows his hip-hop.
He knows his hip-hop. He's a student of the game, and he treats his bars like a, good does.
You hear the percussive of the lighter snap that they're using?
There's a beer up there.
There's a beer in the fridge. There's grab the Tecate and then the Pacifico, because one's a bottle and one's a can. I don't know how much we're trying to go in.
Wow. Are we just having a party?
Thank you, bro. Yeah. Okay, so, alright, psychopathic thinker, hyperactive drinker, blew my shit up with a thumb up like Henry Winkler. My bitch like a king cover, put it in her sphincter. Your bitch like a bad fart.
All she do is linger.
What? Oh, let me
Not a fan of this one, I don't think.
Okay, hey guys.
Alright.
So, I'm a psychopathic thinker.
Kind of has like a Tyler the Creator Odd Future kind of sound to it, I guess.
Hyperactive drinker. I blew my shit up with a thumb up like Henry Winkler. My bitch like a king cover, put it in her sphincter. Your bitch like a bad fart.
All she do is linger.
Shit, I should have been a singer. I should have been Kurt Schilling. Would have had a sinker. Ahead of y'all chilling. You're looking in my blinkers. Rappers are some bumblebees, pulling out your stingers. Yeah. I'm getting high, smoking weed again.
Leave for the lows.
For the medium. Couple of my homies were on CNN. I changed the channel once they went into commercial. Yeah, the Delusional Waldo Emerson, just like you. I love football and lesbians. Never deal with bitches, cause bitches are some thespians. Save the drama for your motherfucking mama. Oh Jesus, who's the rapper with the gold penis? Put away your money, scrub, I ain't doing no features. Say your motherfucking drill, bitch, I'm young Jehovah. In the backyard with pads on, running Oklahomas. Yeah.
This was just not my vibe. The keys, the keyboard was kind of the best thing here. That descending. It felt like this was just a bit too much for what I was feeling. I like the harp. It's kind of a cool sound.
Yeah. Well, my good days are exactly like the bad ones. My bitch say that I defy the laws of attraction. I've always been terrified of ending up normal.
I get that. I understand that feeling.
Things that we all search for end up finding us. God is like the school bell, he gonna tell you when your time is up. Shit just end up working out. Why do we wonder why it does? Yeah, so I asked God to take me on a perfect day. Swear I saw him crying, don't know why everyone's sure it's rain. Education system, but I feel we only learn from change. Every time I think about it, shit just starts to hurt my brain. Problems we can't solve always seem to be my favorite ones. Life just gets so boring, playing superhero makes it fun.
Yeah, man.
But why is heroism so close to heroin?
This problems we can't solve always seem to be my favorite ones. Life just gets so boring. Playing superhero makes it fun. But why is heroism so close to heroin? Again, wrestling with his kind of downer dependency here, but also this concept of how it makes you feel, right? I feel like it's kind of not sticking the landing here, though.
What can we do? 'Cause I see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm dying. I'm dead.
They tell you that you need to sleep.
What is this, like the 5th song that's talked about him being dead?
Suddenly you do. Scared you're gonna wake up as someone who isn't you. We've all been down that road before, poured alcohol on open sores. Nobody can hurt me if I go inside and close the door. Not scared of growing old and dying, feel this where the answer lives. You wear the garments, everybody needs to dress the mannequins.
He's been super deadpan-y this song as well.
We are
Okay.
believe it. There is no such thing as dreaming. What can we do? What can we do?
I guess he fixed the deadpan-y thing.
'Cause I see the light at the end of the tunnel. It feels like I'm dying. I'm dead.
I thought that the harp in the beginning was super cool, but I didn't really like the direction it ended up going at the end, you know? Rick's piano. Yeah, this has been kind of a spotty album for me, guys. 2 songs to go.
Josh?
Yes?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin, who?
Cool
Rick
bass
Rubin's
sound.
piano.
Hey! Yes.
Enough fucking around.
Okay.
Yeah. Wake up. Open up your eyes, I told you wake up. All of y'all are still bitches, but a smile just in place of your makeup.
Huh.
The best is yet to come. Yeah. What? Yeah. E.T.'s not dead, he's just a little bit faded. Please don't give me any credit, that's how people get jaded. Please don't nod your head, and please don't tell me I made it. Cause people start to get worse once they think they the greatest.
Yes.
The best is yet to come. Yeah. I told her it'd get better soon. I probably should've told her when she was in a better mood. She looking at me like anyone except for you. I had to go to California, she wished that I never moved. I said, baby,
the best is yet to come.
yeah. And I wonder if the blind mice even wanna see. I wonder if the deaf father ever hear his daughter scream.
I'm really wrestling with how I feel about this album, but largely I'm not. There have been some good songs, some good moments, some definite, like, good to hear some of his writing again, but it's not hitting me the same way as his other works did.
Is there a heaven? Can you see the God in me? I don't know, probably, but for now we'll keep waiting, cause
The best is yet to come.
yeah. And I wonder if the truth come with a song. And if
There's
it
a
do,
lot of it that's
will we
really
ever get
samey.
to sing along? Spend her paycheck on that lingerie, she's scared to put it on. She never let her boyfriend see her in a thong, but
The best is yet to come.
I shot myself on my birthday, fell into the ocean. Listened to their voices, I was lost in the commotion. None of us are chosen, I'll forgive them for their ignorance. But what's a man gotta do for a little bliss? Fuck the future!
The best is yet to come.
What does that feel like? What does that feel like? Oh my God. What does that feel like? I wonder what does that feel like? Oh my God. What does that feel like? 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 Oh my God. What does that feel like? What does that feel like? Oh my God. What does that feel like? What does that feel like? Oh my God.
There's a dark nature to this, and I guess it makes sense with the way we lost Mac, right? But I also think that we're really beating the Mac is dead horse. And maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but I've listened to a lot of Mac's music, and I cannot recall any of his other works referring to his own death and demise nearly as many times as this particular one has. And maybe that was the concept behind the album. I don't know what his conversations about this collection of works was beforehand. You know, again, I know he's always wrestled with stuff. This is an overarchingly sad and dark album, though. It's very lo-fi driven. It seems like the formula for so much of this was create really minor key sounding jazz stuff. There are a lot of bombastics in it. You have very few instruments, like a Rhodes, some drums, and like a slapping, thumping, walking bass, with a lot of like kind of sampley ambient soundscapey noises. But again, I feel like Maybe that's. I think that's maybe a good way to put it, Crimson. It feels like people made a concept album about his death using works that were curated from what I would imagine was a pretty massive library. And yeah, maybe that's an outsider looking in, but as I've gone through and listened to this, I'm having a hard time disconnecting from that thought. It's certainly a heavy album. There's no doubt about it. And I'm sure it's ignorance that has me feeling hung up because I don't know so much of what's going on behind it. But I certainly don't know that I like the idea of capitalizing on his death using his art talking about death. Perhaps that's not what's happened. I can only say that it appears that way. And I've said very much that, like, I liked different parts of this. But it is a heavy album. It is a death-centric album. And it feels a little weird to me to release a death-centric album after somebody has died, like, years later. I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to dunk on the album or Mac, because I think Mac is one of the strongest artists ever. Certainly one of the most creative minds, and maybe I'm just not in a place where like I'm like emotionally durable to the point that I'm necessarily like equipped to to feel good about an album about death. I can recognize so many of the things, and again, I've certainly related with different points of it along the ways, but I guess maybe there's just a lot of background stuff that there's a lot of unknowns that would affect my opinion on this. And I can't disconnect the theme.
That you'll have no control. You walk through this world with your head above water. Shoes made of copper just trying to flow. The lake's frozen over. Look down at yourself. What staring back doesn't please you. The man don't believe you. He sees through the lies that you tell. Cards in your hand.
I like that concept of like staring at your reflection and like not believing yourself.
The man don't believe you. He sees through the lies that you tell. Cards in your hand. You're looking at nothing. You wonder when God will just listen and give you a break. And he says, see, living and dying are one and the same.
Huh. I don't know that does he even have a song close to 11 or 12 minutes?
Do they dream just like we do?
minutes and 53 seconds. You guys ever listen to Arcade Fire? This instrumentation is reminding me a little bit of Arcade Fire.
Anything at all. You've been waiting for answers. These parades and dancers keep building your castles from straw. A moon made of water. You swim to the shore. You can try your best escaping. The universe is breaking. You say you can't take it no more. The pressure is building like buildings you jump from. Wishing that wishing could lift this conundrum.
I love that line.
Streets that you walk on are shallow. But do you feel as big as your shadow?
Speak into the effort so much, but I'm missing the concept perhaps thus far in. This might just be a vamp and close your eyes and chill and think song. So now we're vamping for the last 6 minutes. Okay. I'm struggling here, and so I'm gonna bring it down a little bit and just kind of talk on its way out. I'm struggling a little bit with the way I feel about this album. I want to like it because it's Mac Miller music, and this is just as honest as I can be. I want to like it because of who it is and because of what this artist's work has meant to me in the past. But I don't feel like this was a Mac Miller album. I don't know, and perhaps this is exactly a Mac Miller album, and exactly the way he intended it, and potentially, if he were still alive, I would have different feelings about it, not having the context of losing Mac Miller in my face, you know? And not thinking about, maybe in his life, he was just writing an album about his reflections on death and his life and what could be. I don't know. But I felt like we really beat it into the ground, that, like, the death theme. And I don't know if this was done by design. I believe it or not, this is one of those rare contexts where I felt like the album was better for the individual songs than for the collection. And that's not something I like. Like, I wanted to come into this liking it. Not that I disliked it, because again, I related with a lot of the lyricism and a lot of the ways that it went about it. I like the jazzy production, but it was a dark album. There were not a ton of bright spots to it. It was way over the top lo-fi and kind of lacked some of his hi-fi upbeat abilities. I felt like this album potentially one-trick ponied, you know? I don't know. I'm not trying to be too critical of it. I'm not trying to be too cynical of it. I'm not trying to act disappointed, because again, I don't think that this is on him. I think that this is the brainchild of discarded art, or art that never saw the light of day, and a bunch of other brains behind the scenes. Let's be real though, the bass lines in this were amazing, and yeah, I don't know. Let's see what Onion said. So many projects were started in that time, but Balloonerism was among the ones that came closest to release, with Mac even getting to the stage of commissioning artwork. While Circles was in pretty rough shape when he died and it was finished off by producers, Eric says Balloonerism is largely untouched. We made a conscious decision to keep things as they were and not go back and fix mistakes, tune things, or add anything. So there's a certain level of authenticity then, if that was the way it went through. I do appreciate that context. And of course, I find myself having just listened to the album being like cautiously cynical, like, I just listened to this album. Was this that design? Was this by design? Or was this a convenient thing to tell an audience that might be upset at the way the delivery hits? I would like to believe that that's the true story, what that quote is. I'm not going to speak for anybody. Obviously, nobody knows the details, and anytime there is money involved, decision-making gets scary. But I do think it's cool that they released... I kind of like this changing moment. This droning phone is kind of off-putting. It's like the phone is only in the right ear. Kind of feels like walking on the phone, walking next to a playground and listening to the phone ringing in one ears, and children in a playground playing on like the other side of a fence or something. I still think that this album is one of those moments where I get a little... It's like if you're a reactor and you like every song, you're being fake, and if you dislike a song, you don't get it, or you're being mean, or you know, you're being disrespectful of the art. And I don't want a Mac Miller album to toe that line for me. But I also feel like I need to speak honestly, like the way I feel about it, you know, like nobody came into this album wanting to like it more than I did, I promise. But I'm typically good with my gut. I feel like my intuition's normally not that bad, and I certainly am not coming at this attempting to dislike it. I thought that the way it vamped at the end was actually kind of cool. There was a certain element of soundscape here. And you're right. It is hard to be critical of posthumous music. And again, because it's like you don't want to dishonor the dead. I feel like, you know, again, especially to an artist whose work has meant something to me. But I cannot yes man an album. And I certainly can't do it given the context here. I I'm always going to return to Mac's work. I don't know that I'm going to return to this particular portion of it, though. If he released this while he was alive, I would probably still dislike it. And that's just as honest as I can be. Even if I wasn't sitting here hyper-analyzing the what happened after his passing moment. But again, here we are. Guys, thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for listening. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds and recognize how valuable you are. I love yous. Goodbye.